I have a hot take today, and I'm not trying to ruffle feathers. I'm just being real, just being honest, just calling it like I see it. But if the feathers get ruffled, they won't be my feathers. But judging by my current listener analytics, probably not very many feathers to be ruffled. But that's okay. So here's my opinion. Here's my piece of advice for you. Don't start a venture by doing market research. I know I'm not supposed to say that. I know doing research helps you find your niche and provides proof of concept, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying don't ever do research. I'm just saying at least get your dreaming out of the way first. So start with a dream. Start with something big. Start with something that doesn't seem possible. Think about the thing you want to create the way a child would think about it, the way you would have thought of it when you were like 7. What if Yeshua, Jesus, the Messiah, had started his ministry by doing research? Just sounds gross, doesn't it? Can you imagine him going door to door in Nazareth? Excuse me. I was wondering if you have time to fill out my 5-minute survey. Question number 1. Are you satisfied with your current religion? Yes or no? Question 2. Assuming that you are satisfied with your current religion, how angry would you be on a scale of 1 to 5 if someone came along and amassed quite a large following by basically questioning everything you cherish about your belief system and cultural practices? Can you imagine if Christ had taken a poll and listened to quote-unquote the market? They would have told him to get lost and keep being a carpenter. But Ryan, that's Jesus, and I'm just, you're just what? You're not Jesus, but you are his address. Does that not count for something? What if Steve Jobs had just copied the BlackBerry? Your iPhone that you're listening to right now might still have over 30 buttons, physical buttons. What's in you that the market, quote unquote, may not have thought of yet? That's what I want to know. That's the book I want to read. That's the account I want to follow. And don't pay too much attention to what other people are doing. I didn't say don't pay any attention, but don't pay too much attention. Why? Because then you might be tempted to compare yourself to this other person, to this other thing, which may be way more polished than your thing. And it might create that imposter syndrome. Why would they buy my thing if this thing that's similar already exists? And you might even be tempted to abandon your thing altogether because you think, well, it'll never be as good as that thing. I understand the concepts of supply and demand and market viability, but what if you do the research and you determine that the market wants something that you don't really care to provide? Are you going to do that thing, the thing you don't care about, the thing that's not you, just to make money? Doesn't that defeat the purpose of being independent? Doesn't that nullify you being quote-unquote creative? Isn't that what a job is? Performing a series of tasks that you may or may not feel connected to in order to receive a paycheck so that you can continue to exist? So let's say the market research reveals that people really want content about, balloons. Are you going to become the balloon guy, the balloon lady? And if you don't enjoy being the balloon lady, are you just going to feel miserable if you feel forced to churn out all this balloon content? And isn't that what we're trying to evolve out of? Now, there is a place for research. If you're like Coca-Cola and you want to release just one summer flavor and you ask people, would you prefer coconut lime flavored Coke or pineapple rum flavored Coke? Both of those sound really good, by the way. I would choose pineapple rum. But that makes sense. If you're Coca-Cola, you have an established brand, an established product, an established recipe, and you ask people what they want, so you make money and don't lose money. I mean, if your only goal is to make as much money as possible as fast as you can and just barf out whatever people say they want that month, that week, that day, then I guess, yeah, see what they want and give it to them. But if you're just starting out, then try some stuff. Because if you start by asking people what they want, you're communicating to them and to yourself that you don't trust yourself. You don't trust the spirit in you. You don't trust your own intuition. And they might not want what you're making or selling, but at least you stayed true to yourself. And if what you try doesn't work out, then you can take that experience and build on it. And take that next experience and build on that. You could even document all of your failures and all the dumb decisions you made and create a YouTube channel where you just talk about that. None of which would exist if you hadn't done the first thing that failed. So market research, even ChatGPT, as powerful as it is, all these things are only capable of giving you information about things that already exist. I'm trying to pull things out of you that don't exist, except in you. But I hope they don't stay there. I'm Ryan Coleman, the real Ryan Coleman on Instagram, not Ryan Coleman on X. I just came back to Facebook after 15 years. I just figured if I'm trying to reach people, a site with 3 billion monthly active users might be a good place to be. So you can find me on Facebook now, and we're going to try to dodge all the negativity and election year drama. We're not about any of that. We're better than that. I am. I hope you are. And if you're not, I can teach you. And speaking of which, speaking of me teaching you, if you're curious about my creative process, or if you're looking to get more intentional about your creative process, or really just your identity and your life in general, I have a school community. That's SKOOL, school community, where we just really chip away at those limiting beliefs you may have and reinforce your identity of being in Christ with Him in you. And I think when we start to open up to that truth, our lives will change forever. And we will build things, create things, and make connections that we never would have made had we not opened up to Yahweh's love and the truth about how He feels about us. So that's my pitch. There should be a link in the description of this episode that gives you more information. There will be more content added weekly. We'll never take content away. So truly, it becomes more valuable week over week as more content is added. So I hope to see you in the classroom. It's called Content Creators. I am a content creator, and I think I can help you be one too. And finally, I would love to give you my free ebook. Click the link in the description, and it'll make that super easy for you. It's called Problems to Proverbs, Ancient Wisdom for the Modern World, Volume 1. It's a super easy read, but I think it's really impactful regardless of its length. So check those things out and see how you like them. I like them. I think they're pretty good. Thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you soon.